Yes, team, good morning, man. We're back again. We're here to talk about Alexander Isak and more news that's come out this morning from Craig Hope and even Fabrizio Romano as well. So lots to kind of talk about. Savage is in the building, Jerry's in the building, and Matt will be joining us soon as well, man. But before we get started, man, how are we today? I know we, listen to you guys talk about MMA and boxing and all sorts of stuff. But how's the man this morning before we, or should I say this afternoon, before we get into the football topics?
All good, man. All good, bro. Nice start to the day. Yeah, man. All good.
Calm, man. Calm. Tired, but we're good, man. We're good. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm just tired of this
shit. But listen, guys, in the chat, as always, man, smash the like, subscribe, do all that great stuff. I do have some questions, not only for the guys on the panel, but also you guys in the chat as well, that I'll bring up a little later in the stream to see where you guys are at as well. And I think with these questions, I think we'll know roughly what the fan base is thinking going forward within this season, man. But Newcastle are doing their best job, man. But look, Fabrizio come out and said, like, Alexander has made his move, whether it's a good move, whether it's not a good move, depending on what our thoughts are this morning. He's come out and played his hand, and Newcastle's come back and basically just shut down everything and saying he's not going anywhere. They haven't said he's not for sale. Obviously, we look at the wording, we try and dissect it. Maybe we're overlooking certain things. Maybe we're trying to read too much in certain things, especially myself. But something has to now give 110%. With Fabrizio saying, he basically quoted the stuff the club said yesterday as well, which I'm sure many of us have seen in the light of Alexander Isak's statement as well. Me and Sav, we had a good conversation yesterday with Quasi and also Zubiri. But Jay, I don't know if you've seen all of the stuff. I don't know if you've seen all the news in terms of what Isak's statement was and then what the club come out and said. But just a brief, maybe people that's not heard it or seen it. Just basically, Isak has come out and said promises were made, promises weren't delivered. The club come back out and said, no, there was no promises made, so we don't know where you're getting that from. But as far as we're aware, Alexander Isak is going to stay a Newcastle player and we'll welcome him back into the squad when he's ready. But he's also said he doesn't want to be at the football club and he's not going to play for them as well. Let me know, man. What's your initial thoughts around that? And then I'll get your actual feelings in terms of the situation.
Yeah, man. Well, clearly, obviously, with regards to that, Isak's got a line of events that he believes are true, and the club have got a different line of events in it, and it's probably somewhere down the middle. They probably did have a little conversation in passing. Yeah, win us this, and you can go. It weren't down in documents. It wasn't down in a clause. It wasn't. There was no buyout clause. There was none of that. So it probably is somewhere down the middle. Newcastle, like, bro, when did we agree to this? It's not in the paperwork. Amanda Stelvley or what? Amanda's not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? Whatever her surname is. That's probably the one that maybe promised him something. There's been like 3 directors of football. Well, one's got there. He's left now, so they've got no director of football. Loads of things have been spoken about. You didn't have it on paper, innit? You didn't have it in print. So yeah, Newcastle are well within their rights to do what they want to do. And at this moment in time, Isak ain't got a lot of bargaining power, really, considering obviously you got World Cup coming up and stuff. Him not playing games is only going to affect him. Really and truly, like, it's only going to affect him. So he's probably going to end up playing for them unless Newcastle decide to sell. But from their statement, they're obviously saying that they're not going to sell, or they'll only sell at a certain price. But we've known this. It's just whether Liverpool obviously put up that price. And I think if they put up that price, yeah, you can go. Because I think every player's got a price, and that's the price to value them at. So, yeah, unless there's any change on that, I just think, Newcastle are gonna. Yeah, if you know anything about like Arabs and especially Saudis, I've worked with a couple of them. Pride and just
that's what I said.
Principle is more important than anything. More it doesn't matter what you think. All right, cool. Just out of principle, you know what? Nah. We don't care, because guess what? We're still gonna go and sign this player and sign that player, but we're gonna make sure your life's a living hell. So, yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
What's your personal feelings though now? Now you kind of gave us the. What's your personal feeling? Big up to Matt. What's your personal
Big
feeling?
up. What's going on, man? Then?
Big up.
Big up, bro.
What's my personal feelings?
Yeah, what's your personal feelings towards it?
Bruv, man. Newcastle don't owe us any favours, bruv. And they don't owe Isak any favours. They don't owe him any favours, bruv. They've paid him to do a job. He's done the job well, and that's about it. They don't need to go and be nice to him and, give him what he wants and all of that, especially considering, if we're being honest, objective. And there's no loyalties in football. That's you and Sav both know. Like, it is the game, innit? Like, I've been involved. The game's the game. I've acted up before. Do you know what I mean? I know, I understand. Do you know what I mean? I've done the thing. I'm not coming training and all of that. I've done it. But ultimately, from their perspective, he ain't acted well, innit? So, like, they don't owe him anything right now. They don't owe him anything. So it's like, boy, like, Liverpool right now, unless they pay the 150, do you know what I mean? Like, Newcastle, they don't need to sell Isak. Do you know what I mean? It might not be the best thing for them, but they don't need to sell him. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of the ones where, all right, cool. We're going to go and get Wissa. We're going to go and get some other B-Tech striker from somewhere, probably. And yeah, Isak is just going to have to chill until, you know what I mean, maybe it's January, maybe it's the summer. He'll probably end up leaving at some point. But I think out of principle, I think Newcastle, I think they won't sell. And I think Isak coming out and doing the public thing, I think it don't bode well. I think that's just it's a sly move to apply pressure, because why is it taking you why is it taking you this long to come out and apply that pressure? You could have done this beginning of the window and kind of forced them that you didn't try. You tried to do the noble thing from his standpoint: be quiet, don't say anything, let the people talk. And you decide to come out now when you're like, all right, less than a week to go. Well, no, just about, innit? It's over a week, 10 days, to go before the end of the thing. And you're now sweating, you're now panicking because you're seeing there's no movement. Ekitike is doing well. You're looking at it like, right, that could have been me. Like, I think from his perspective, things aren't working out the way he thought they would, innit? So, yeah, man, that's where it stands. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up going to Liverpool purely because there's no surprises in football for me. Do you know what I mean? And anything could happen. But I just don't think. I think out of principle, Newcastle just won't. I wouldn't even be surprised if another club came in and they allowed Isak to go there.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Just out of principle.
Young Bayern Munich or someone, bro.
Yeah, just out of principle, just to be like, no, we're not having that. But wait and see, man. Wait and see.
Sav, I don't know. You obviously slept and maybe your thought process has changed, but you made some great points yesterday as well. And a lot of the points you made was out in the Newcastle headline or statement they made as a club. I don't know if your thoughts have changed since yesterday about it, but
nah, same. I don't have no emotion in this because Isak's not our player yet, so I don't need to stick up for him. I don't need to stick up for Newcastle because I'm not a Newcastle fan. But business is business, bro, and they ain't. Yeah, as I said, man, all this gentleman agreement and promises and that's bullshit. But like, if there's nothing in paper, then for all we know, you've made it up, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't think he has, but I think he's a bit naive. I think his agent's been naive. There's a few telltale signs that, like, till now anyway, that if he was telling the truth, then okay, you're just saying vague stuff, bro. Like, tell me the name of the person you spoke to, then. No name. So what? So yeah, I mean, that would be the easiest thing to do. Everyone would have Isak's back straight away. Then like, no, blah blah said. He ain't said anything, bro. Just did the vague thing. Now we're just wondering if the dinner lady told him he could, leave and go to Liverpool. But with the foolishness, man. Like I said, bro. Like, it's just foolishness. But like, I told you already yesterday, bro. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm honest.
Yeah.
I only care because it's Liverpool, bro. Because if man was doing this at another club and I was on the outside going, I'm like, yo, they say you're acting like an idiot, blood. Like, that's crazy. But because he's trying to fight to get to Liverpool, we're all backing it, which is cool as well. Because as I said, bro, football's full of hypocrisy and that, bro. But yeah, for me, man, you didn't get anything in writing, so nothing happened, bro. You get me? That's how I see it, bro. I blame more his agent than blame him because it's his agent's job to sort that out. His agent ain't said anything. I think he's did he put a statement out earlier saying I'm not talking, brother? Did you mean you're not talking after your client spoke last night, bro? That's what do you mean? All right. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I want Liverpool. I want Isak at Liverpool. If he doesn't come, I don't care. But it's I got Ekitike and that's my guy, bro. But yeah, all this fighting around and all Liverpool twerking for this youth and that, bro. And obviously, we think they probably felt disrespected as well with the 110 mil bid when clearly, even though they didn't put a proper price, they knew the value was more than that. And I think Jerry made the point, bro, which I said yesterday. The Saudis done look like these men are not It ain't the money talk, bro. The disrespect and the show of power and that, they're not on that, bro. They're like, you ain't gonna do that to us. So even if they sell Isak to Liverpool, they'll just make us sweat, make us wait. You know what I mean? Let us play them first, and then they'll throw. And then we'll have to pay the money, and then the whole thing will be for no reason. Like if we have to pay the money that they want anyway, the whole saga, this whole whatever days was for nothing, bro. If he ends up coming to Liverpool anyway, and Newcastle and they're getting the same money they wanted.
And to add to the point, that's what kind of it worries me, innit? Because if Liverpool, from what we're seeing, right, Liverpool, all the eggs are in Isak's basket. You haven't had any talk of any other striker, any other forward since Rodrigo, and there was Mateta before that, and some random murmurs, right? That agents met up. If you've put all your eggs in that basket, and we all know that Liverpool need another attacker, like they can't just go into the season with just a Ekitike and that's it. Like they need another attacker, hence why they're looking to go in and get Isak, right? It's like Newcastle, like we know they're going to go and buy because now they know Liverpool got the money to spend.
Exactly.
The narrative Liverpool have the money. It's not that they don't have the money. They don't want to go and pay that. They don't. But ultimately, Newcastle, all right, let's make you sweat, and we believe you're going to go and get to that target. So even the comment of saying, yeah, we don't think it's going to be reached. They're like, we don't think that 150 mark is going to be touched or reached by Liverpool with regards to a bid. It's like, all right, cool. We'll see, innit? And if Liverpool end up again, to Savage point, ended up paying 150, you could have done that 2-3 weeks ago. And it would have been such a smoother transition. But you've tried to do the business thing and ended up spending more anyway. It's like on The Apprentice, we spoke about it. When man go and just come up with a dumb price, and the person's like, no, we're not selling for that price. You end up buying it from somewhere else for more. We're going to end up buying Isak for probably more because we could have got him for 135. But we tried to do the 110. Newcastle like, now you're going to get, now it's going to be 150 or nothing. Liverpool need a forward, and they think that they're going to have to pay 150.
We did that same thing with Lavia, bro. We was like, oh yeah. What you say? You need about 50 mil. We'll give you 40. Okay, we're giving it to Chelsea for the 50 then.
I mentioned this as well.
I see it slightly differently though, you know, because here's the thing. So we offered 110. That was just to open negotiations. That 110 was never going to be 110, and that's it. You see with Newcastle. I don't know if you guys remember, yeah. Newcastle said before even towards the end of last season, Isak's not in the market. Then there was rumors of Newcastle would only, they value him between 150 to 200. Then it's 150, right? Liverpool going, all right, cool. You want 150. We're not going to give you 150, but we'll start at 110 just to start negotiations. Newcastle said that is not happening. Don't even come back with a second bid. He's not for sale, yeah? But then Isak not going on tour and not training and whatever, and flying back to his homeland just to go and chill out and meditate, yeah? That obviously put Newcastle in a situation. Newcastle then started going, all right, cool. He might want to leave, but we're not going to let you leave unless we get replacements, which is fair. Like, he's contracted to Newcastle, right? The problem is, though, this is why I think people are having to go at Isak and his agent. What you got to understand is this, yeah? They probably got told, sit tight, all right, cool. We're going to try and get in them replacements, then you can go. But let's keep it up. They have failed at every single target they have tried to achieve. They failed at everything. So Isak's just getting frustrated. He said, "No, man, you man ain't trying hard enough, bro. You man are just sitting around there, just giving that briefing journalists, and we want this person, that person, this person. None of it's coming to fruition. He's just sitting there going, brother, like, what is taking you lot so long?" So it's one of them ones where he's like, he's had enough now. And you're right, though, Sav, though, because that statement might have been the wrong move, because now you have gone, oh, you think you're bad? Oh, you think you're bigger than us? Nah, that's not running.
Hold on, Matt. So you're saying that when Isak's referring to the trust thing, you think it's not from before. You don't think it's from last season where they agreed you could go. You think it's from now, where after this whole saga, they've told him, we're going to go and get Sesko and Wissa, and then you can go. And it's the recent events as opposed to last season or the last summer or whatever.
No, I think it's both. So what people need to remember is that, you know, Paul Mitchell and Amanda Staveley, when they were there, they spoke to Isak and said, I think he said he wanted a new contract. And I believe one of them said, all right, that's going to happen. But since ownership has changed in the hierarchy, they've gone, no, we're not going to give a new contract. And that's where it stemmed from. It all stemmed from, he wanted a new contract. I believe after a year or so, he was at the club. And they said, yeah, we'll pattern that for you. They leave. And he's gone, well, when they were there, they were going to honor this. And now you guys are saying that's not going to happen. Because apparently he's been disgruntled since last year. Remember, Ornstein first came out and said he's happy. Ornstein had to double back about a week or so ago and say, actually, do you know what? The information that's been given to me, he's that he hasn't been happy. Just that not many people knew about it. It was kept under hush kind of thing and whatever. He went on to have a great season. So I think those promises are a bit of both, Jay. I think it's more of a case of like promises about the new contract, but then also maybe about playing staff as well. I know it's hearsay and whatever. None of us really know. But you've also got to understand, he's 25, 26. He wants to win things. And he's also seen Newcastle not really strengthen. So like Newcastle haven't even helped themselves in that matter as well. So I think it's a multitude of things as well, personally. So
where do you think we go at this point? Because I've seen some of the comments in the chat, so big up to you guys as well. And I will get to some of those because I've got a few questions I want to ask the guys on the panel and also you guys in the chat. What like at the moment we're at a stalemate with Isak. Jerry, you're right. I think we put all of our eggs in one basket. I think he suits the team. I think he's the perfect player for us right now, and I think he'll fit this team like a glove. I can see why Liverpool is staying where the course at the moment because the player wants us, we want him, but at the same time, we have to try now to convince Newcastle this is the right move for both parties. Your guys are right about the disrespect. I strongly believe that's the main part. It ain't even the money now. It's the fact of Newcastle don't want to look weak. But the problem they're going to have maybe in the long term, and I said it yesterday, I think that could hinder them in the long term going forward with maybe recruitment, maybe current players within the squad. And also the conversation, and I see Craig Hope as well, he was talking about there is a split within the team. He goes on to say that there's not like a massive rift where players are having arguments, but there's a section that are upset with Isak and there's a section that are backing Isak and they want him to get what he wants. So, but he said that basically he's not creating a rift within the squad. But I'm like, how can half be on one side and half be on the other side and there's not a rift? Because we have footballing conversation. It doesn't mean that we don't like each other. But at some point you'd be like, bro, I don't like your thought process. And every time we have a conversation, you're always on this side and you're never open to see the other end. So maybe some of the players are in that category.
I think the rift. I think the rift is more to do with the fact that I think there's some players that are thinking, nah, force him to stay, and there's other players saying force him to go, because I think Dan Burn, the way he came out and spoke about how Liverpool would come out, and then even Bruno G putting that photo up of him in that Newcastle top. That for me, that's indicative of like, no. This is Newcastle. And I think the idea that your Tonali's and all of that will feel like, no, we can go. I don't think they're looking at that at all. Because I think from a player's perspective, it's like, yeah, you could not want to be here. That's fine. But you're disrespecting all of us because we're still grafting. We're still going on tour. We're still doing this. And Bruno G might want to go and leave. And Tonali might want to go and leave. And again, they're looking at Newcastle like a stepping stone. It's not the end goal for them. Do you know what I mean? But they're looking at it like, no, but this is us. Because Newcastle, obviously, to us and to everyone else, is just Newcastle. For them, Newcastle is the teammates. It's the kit man. It's the dinner lady. It's my man. It's everyone else. And that's where the disrespect is coming from. I don't think there's a rift within Newcastle where some are like, nah, he deserves to go to Liverpool. Some of them are thinking, get out of here. You're not welcome here. That type of thing. And there's another part that are like, you know what? Make him sweat and stay. And I think that's where the rift is, because albeit you go and look at Newcastle's performance and stuff, against, obviously, it was a draw, but it was good. They looked really, really good. They just couldn't finish. They just couldn't finish against, obviously, and that's where their problems are. And in the market, they've probably slacked off. But the players, right? I think I think a lot of players would be happy with a team when they're trying. And I think even us as fans, we've always spoken about, we want Liverpool to be in the conversations with trying to get the best players. We might not always get them. But if we're there and we're going and bidding and we're being aggressive and trying to go and get these players, that's half of the step there. And I think with Newcastle, I think the players understand where they are and they're looking at it like, nah, Newcastle are trying to get the players that the top teams are trying to get. And Bremer's going to United. Like, Sesko's gone to United. Joao Pedro went to Chelsea. They're not going to get some random player from somewhere else and they're losing out to Brentford or they're losing out to Crystal Palace. They're trying to get the players that Liverpool are trying to get. Ekitike is at Liverpool. They wanted that player. So they're trying to shop in a market that again, with no director of football, it's probably the wrong thing to do from their perspective. But they were trying to shop in a market that maybe they couldn't attract at that time. But as players, they'd look at it and be like, you know what? At least that club's showing ambition. They're trying to go and get the players that Liverpool are trying to get, and that United are trying to get, and that Chelsea are trying to get, and that City are trying to get. So when you're within that, you're like, you know what? They are showing ambition. And when an Isak moves the way he does, I think that just puts more pressure on him reintegrating into amongst the teammates. And I think that's where the biggest problem is.
Yeah, because their ambitions change now, isn't it? Like, obviously, forget how we see Newcastle and that, but in this whole conversation, it always, in the whole thing, it sounds like Newcastle's like bottom of the table type club and that, but they've been moving in the right direction. Obviously, you have ups and downs, but they've become like a European team now, where there wasn't before. Since Mike Ashley's left and that, they've had 2 top 4 finishes, 1 top 5. You know what I mean? So, and now they're in the Champions League again. And then where they finish like 6th in the table or something like that. Bro, like, it's also another team in the top part of the league that you're selling your best player to, bro. The top striker and that. So they're gonna want to get what they want, bro. And they're gonna do it on their own terms more than anything. Because at the end of the day, you're just strengthening people who are above you in the table. And based on last season, there's only 4 teams above them. It's not like they're at the bottom. So they're trying to move in the right direction. They've got a good team. Jerry's right. When I watched that Villa game, even though the game ended up being quite boring and that, they look good. It didn't look like all of a sudden Newcastle's gone backwards. It's just that, oh yeah, you needed someone to finish the ball here, bro. Got Jacob Ramsey and good signing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then obviously with the Vista thing, that's the problem for them as well, because Brentford's doing the same thing that they're doing, and it's like, yeah, now we know you're gonna get this money off Liverpool. We'll just wait, bro, because we want more money for Vista. And then Vissa's just deleting Instagram posts and that, bro. He doesn't even look like he's ever played. Oh, bro, his Instagram doesn't look like he's ever played for Brentford, bro. Cleared it out, bro. Like Brentford cheated on him.
Like an NPC. He's like an NPC now, isn't it? Just any random guy, bro.
Any pro club player, bro.
Yeah, for real. Here's the thing, though, with Isak here, you have to understand everything that Jerry said. Yeah, is true. And this is probably another reason why, though, he wants to leave. So yes, they're showing ambition, yeah, but that ambition doesn't match his. There's the difference. You got to understand, Isak's at a different part of his career compared to some of the others, isn't it? And not only that, you can't begrudge someone if they feel like they want to do something new. Like, so say, for example, all of us work at the same workplace, right?
You mean like Trent?
You know what? The way that
bro. No, but the way he done it was mad. Like, mad. Let's not even get into that, because that's a mad one. But what I was gonna say, let's say we all work at the same workplace, yeah. And then I just said to you, man, listen, I want to leave. Like, there's another company that's gonna pay me more, and the company that we're working at will promise to make me, I don't know, a promotion or something. And now they've gone and said, no, you're not getting a promotion. I think a lot of people would understand that. That's why, if you notice, remember when they asked Anthony Gordon, do you know what Anthony Gordon said? He's like, there's a lot going on, rare. And I think he said, like, I hope everyone gets what they want. He's not even mad at Isak. Do you want to know why? Because he understood it. Because when he was at Everton, he refused to train. He refused to reintegrate with the squad. And what happened, lo and behold, he was sold to Newcastle. So this is what I'm saying. Someone like Anthony Gordon, believe it or not, is probably on Isak's side. And I think even Eddie Howe understands it, because he was like, listen, I wish we could keep him here. I hope we can keep him here. Like, he is our player. But at the same time, I understand, like, players, they have their own mindset compared to the club. And if they don't, align with one another, something needs to be done. So it's a really bad situation. And let's say they reintegrate him for another 6 months, yeah. I don't see them 6 months being, like he's back at Newcastle. It'll just be passing the time. He will literally be waiting until January, going, let's hope we can try this move again. Because I don't think you can come back from this. Yes, you can still play for the club you're contracted to, but it's never going to be the same. Hence why I use the analogy of, if we're at work, let's say, for example, I have to stay at this my old workplace for another 6 months. Yeah, I'll just be there. I'll just be counting down the days until I go. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
The thing is, you're right. The thing is, you're right. But you see, for Newcastle, right, if it goes back to what Sav was saying about principle, if they're trying to do the principle thing, they're like, all right, cool. Let's wait till January, because guess what? If Ekitika's got 20 goals and 10 assists by January, Liverpool are not getting Isak.
Yeah.
No, see, this is where I think they underestimate us. All right, so due to the tragic passing of Jota, which is still even mad to say, by the way, RIP Jota and Andre Silva, yeah? And obviously we sold Nunes and we sold Diaz. There is no way on earth a big club like Liverpool, who want to win every trophy, are thinking, even if Ekitike scores 20 goals, we just go, we'll just leave Isak. Like, we've made our minds up. This is the bro. Even if we have to wait till next summer.
So do you think, yeah, that Liverpool would actually entertain, yeah, not signing any forward now for that in this window and wait until next summer to go and get Isak?
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Potentially, yeah, because because you don't bid 110 million, in my opinion, and just walk away unless it's a Caicedo situation and they sign for another club. That's serious intention. Newcastle fans might laugh and go, or be angry and say, but it's just a 110. People are moving like 110 mil, ain't a lot of money. It's just not the valuation that they want. And not only that, like I said, it was just to open negotiations. That was never going to be the final fee.
Nah, yeah, man, I'm with you. Obviously, that's normal that you open the.
Yeah.
But you know, the problem was all the journalists at the time when Liverpool, because I was like, these men are talking rubbish. Liverpool made that bid, but you remember the day? Was it the day after that when there was the thing from Liverpool, and Liverpool said they're not going back in now?
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
I remember hearing that. Like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Why you trying to do the bad man thing for?
Yeah,
you just keep winding them up, bro.
Exactly. Like, again, Caicedo was sold to Chelsea, so we couldn't go back there. This is very different. This deal is still will be ongoing, in my opinion, maybe even till the end of the transfer window. Whether it gets done or not, I don't know. A lot can change. Because one thing I was quite shocked with Newcastle statement. Don't know if you guys remember the Coutinho one that we sent out in 2017. We literally said Coutinho is not for sale. They haven't said that. All they've said is the conditions haven't been met and we don't see that changing. So you're saying that it can change. You're just saying it hasn't changed yet and you can't foresee it, but you're not ruling it out. That's why this deal is
okay,
still
so that's my point,
done.
bro. If that's what you believe, and I see why people would read into it, and it makes sense. If Newcastle's saying the conditions haven't been met, the conditions are likely money in it.
Money and
probably the conversation that we're not privy to behind the scenes.
Yeah.
With Liverpool trying to contact them, and that's what it's that means we've taken the piss then. Because why didn't we meet the conditions, bro? And he would be our player.
I think it's more to do with players as well. So I think it's two sides to it. I think the money side, yes, and I think also because they haven't signed no one.
Yes,
so they're willing to listen, but not until we get players.
And so if they've communicated that with Isak, then what's Isak's problem, bro? They ain't got their player yet.
No, Isak's problem is this started in July.
It's been long, bro.
Bro, we are now near the end of August. Man's been sitting there, seeing all these names being briefed to the Newcastle journey, saying, we're going to try and get Strand Larson. We're going to try and get the guy from Porto. We're going to try and get whoever, Jackson, And he's going, wait a minute. What's the long thing? Because all I see is just bare hearsay, but I don't see no bits. I don't see no movement. So it's frustrating for him because he's looking at it like, I want to get my future sorted. I want to play for Liverpool, but I've got to wait for my club that I'm contracted to sort out these replacements. And I don't feel like they're trying. And Newcastle could be playing it smart as well. They're trying, but are they really trying? And that's why I think this is why Isak got so frustrated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So there's two. As I said, I think there's two sides to it. One, it is the money. Also, they can't get the strikers in the door. They have literally no strikers now, so that they need two at least. So they need two, and we have just over a week left. They need two strikers, and then Liverpool need to put the right money in. But that
in an alternate reality, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Could Newcastle not be in a situation in January or in the summer where they're like, you know what? Yeah, Isak, you can go on loan somewhere, bro. But we're not selling you though.
Yep.
It depends on the player, innit? Would the player accept it?
But if the player's got to play at a certain point, right? Let's say Newcastle keep him. I'm just putting that out there. Newcastle keep him, but he still doesn't want to play. He tries to do the bad man thing. I'm not playing. I'm not coming training.
Yeah.
If that's the only out, remember he's got 3 years left contracted. If that's the only way out, where they're like, you know what, we're not selling. That's it. We're just not selling because of the way you've moved and tried to do the principal thing. And a loan's the only thing. He might end up just going to some random team on loan, Spain or.
Do you know why though? Only because his value would start to depreciate. Remember, so once a player wants out, and once even other clubs can see there's turmoil there,
the value starts to drop. Yeah,
you get what I'm trying to say. So that's why I would say for him to go out on loan, even for 6 months, again, Newcastle are going to be like, nah, like his value will start to drop in him. That's when people will start trying to lowball, even if he's got 2.5 years left, 2 years left. And I think that's when people will really start to take the piss.
Do you man think Liverpool's always been in Isak's thoughts, bro? Do you think it's always been Liverpool for Isak, or because I don't?
I think it was Arsenal a year ago.
Yeah, it was Arsenal longer. I think there's a few big clubs, and it's just like Liverpool.
They said from like January, innit? It was.
I reckon towards the end of last season, there definitely would have been conversations. 100%.
When he dunked on us and kicked us out the final, that one.
Yeah. When Virgil had that little whisper.
Yeah,
so,
because even that was a bit mad. Even Virgil.
See you at AXA.
Yeah, man's like, I see you in training, bro.
A few of the journals were saying that Liverpool was, well, Ornstein in particular, so that Liverpool was interested in him from January. And there was initial conversations, but nothing concrete.
That kind of makes sense because that's when I think he was interested in Nunes, isn't it?
Saudi, Al Hilal, you're right, yeah.
So maybe that's when we was gonna move. But shout out to the chat, man, guys. I put a poll in there. By the end of the window, will Isak be a Liverpool player? 59% said yes, 19% said no, and 22% said then 50-50.
Yeah. Newcastle survival thing, blood, and just hold him there, and then listen to man in January. You've given man however many months, all these other teams to get some money together, go to the bank and that. Bayern Munich go to the bank. Listen, I mean, and they'll just sell them to whatever team, not Liverpool.
The only thing, what Isak can do though, and this is what Vert's done theoretically, he can just say, "I'm going Liverpool." You don't even bother trying to negotiate with another team.
Yeah, you can
because players can do that. They can just say, "You can negotiate with all them other teams all you want, but I'm only going Liverpool." It's like what Vert said, didn't it? He ruled out Man City and he ruled out Bayern. I'm only going Liverpool, and Leverkusen were like, "All right, cool." The
thing is that can only work. This is what it is. That can only work if Newcastle are under pressure to sell.
Yeah.
So if Newcastle feel like financially, because obviously they've got loads of money, right? But it's more PSR for them. Remember that 150 M's is chicken change for them, really. It's whatever, right? But because if they could, they'd just spend 700 million in one window and get everyone that they could. You know what I mean? And blow everyone out of the water. But it's PSR more so. If they don't have to abide by PSR, they do not care about the money. That's the difference with Newcastle. See, all the other clubs, they're like, we have to sell. Even Newcastle last year, when they had to let go of Mintar and sell Anderson to, do you know what I mean, players that they probably didn't want to go and sell. That probably would have been a better time to go in for these players like Gordon, your Isak, because they had to go and sell at that time. If they've got no PSR problems, and I don't know if they do, maybe someone in the chat does, but if they don't have any PSR issues, they're not under no obligation to sell. And for them, the money doesn't mean anything. So that even at valuation, they just won't care. They won't care unless PSR is impacting them.
You don't want an unhappy player, then. That's what it comes down to. Because even as much as saying that they don't have to sell, they also know that if they've got a player, remember, they've got Champions League football. So they need Isak to be in the right frame of mind. Because, bro, they could just get knocked out early. And it'll be like, like, we planned for this. Like, the main striker, he's just not with us, like, mentally. Like, bro, it's a massive issue. Because, again, yes, they can force him to stay. Not even force him, but they can just not sell. Because we can't say forced to sell him because they actually own the player. But the point is that Eddie Howe needs everybody to buy into what he's trying to do in it. And if Isak's not willing to do that, it's a problem. And then that's when you can see real dressing room problems. Because Isak could start doing bare madness. Like, he'll play, but then man can tell in their heart of hearts that, but he's not trying. Really
Unless they do the thing where it's like, just stay at home. You're contracted, but stay at home, and we're going to keep finding you on
player. He's too much of a big player.
Yeah, because then that's when you have to be careful. Because that's when you got
if he decides he wants to play, but if he decides he wants to play, that's a different thing, isn't it? But if he's on the thing where I don't want to play, like I'm not playing, then you're leaving yourself out. Remember, Newcastle have said we're going to reintegrate you in it. When you're ready, you let us know. They've done the thing. You know
what? It's a bad man thing from them and disrespectful at the same time. Imagine, so Isak said, there's broken promises, yeah? Newcastle said, there's no promises. What are you talking about? But furthermore, when you're ready, just get back onto the training pitch and just do your job, innit? They basically called him a liar and said, shut up and go and train. That's what they told me.
They've done the 1950s husband, like that. Like the wife's getting mad, just shut up, bro. When you're ready, come and chat to me and give me my food, bro. When you're
Yeah,
ready,
man.
give me my dinner, bro. About
That's
getting
what I'm
annoyed.
saying, bruv. Look, a runaway slave and that, bro. Get back on the plantation, blood, and pick some cotton, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, we saw you run away. We caught you, blood. You get me? We sent the hounds out. Yeah, we're gonna let you back on there still. With
You got your 25 lashes, but bruv,
Yeah, bro.
Still,
You get me?
Yeah,
We'll take
yeah,
5 lashes
damn
off
mad.
and that, bro. Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you, Newcastle took the piss with that statement.
I've
It's the
got
bit at
some-
the end that got me. It's the bit at the end.
I've got some questions then, lads. Yeah, they're pretty much. I think we've kind of touched on a few of them, to be fair. But I want to get what the chat thinks as well. And shout out to the super chats as well, man. I'll get to those as soon as, guys. I'm thinking which one to kind of go. Let's go with this one. This one's a light one. Should Liverpool put in another bid in now, right at this moment, today, tomorrow? Should Liverpool just throw another bid in there?
I think we have to be careful because you know what it is. We could put in a 130 bid and Newcastle just like no. It's about timing. This is where you let it simmer for a little bit and then put the bid in. If you put the bid in straight away, that is kind of mad. So the players come out of a statement, Newcastle come out of a statement, and Liverpool just go, oh, "Hey, you man, I know there's fighting, but here's some money. Take that, and we'll sort. You know what I mean? We'll sort out this problem." I don't think it works like that. We're not trying to mash up relationships with PIF in it, because remember, PIF and FSG apparently they have a good relationship. So
yeah.
I don't see that happening. However, we should definitely put another bid in before the window closes. Let it simmer for a bit. Speak to them and say, "Listen, we've given you ample time to get a replacement. Can this still be done? 130 with add-ons rising to maybe 145. That's your final offer. Is it going to happen?" Because you know what happened? If it gets to January, they're never going to get 150 again. It's like they won't even get close to that. It'll be a 110 again.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
What about the rest of you guys? Let's see. I'm seeing what the chat is saying.
I agree with Matt still, man. I think Liverpool's next bid should just be their final bid on it. So they know what they're willing to spend on him. They probably have a cut-off point. Yeah, man. Just throw that out there, brother. And then after that, brother, if they say no again, then it is what it is, brother. And because we need to think about our own team, brother. There's a lot of energy going into this thing. I get how good he is and all that, bro. But we've got other problems, bro, like slots, dead tactics, and we need another DM, and we need another attack. Brother, we need to sort stuff out, blood. I don't like the last match I saw was dead food, blood. Yeah, there's dead food. Obviously, Chiesa made it all exciting and at the end and that, but we were trash. So we need to sort that out, bro. The problem we have is not scoring goals. It's never going to be the problem, bro. So we need to sort some stuff out, man. Maybe buy a new manager while you're there, a new coach and that. Maybe make Van Bronckhorst manager, bro.
But nah, I'm the same, man. If I was them, I'm just putting the bid into. If it's 150, if you want the player and you're gonna end up paying 150 anyway, I don't like. There's no point waiting a week. A week's not gonna make a difference now. A week here or there doesn't make a difference. Just put the bid in. If it's 150, if it's 135, it's 145, whatever you value him at, put the money down. If they say no, you know where you stand now. X that player off. That's the player you couldn't get. Just like Jude Bellingham, just like Caicedo, who's on that list of the list of the players that we couldn't get, and we move on and get someone else. We get someone else because I don't want to go into this season thinking about 2 seasons in advance. But we can win something now. Like we signed Virgil and Salah to win now. I don't want to have a season where it's like it could have been really good, but Ekitike got injured and Gakpo was injured, and we had to rely on Rio and Jadon Danns or something, or Rio and Chiesa, and run that from January to the end of the season. I'm not. Exactly, that's dark. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear it. So there's not going to be an excuse either with the amount of money Liverpool have spent, unfortunately, for rival fans. So just get the player that you got in. You've got. I trust the Excel boys. If it's not Isak, who's number 2 in it? Who's the number 2 in that list? Just get him in because that will run. We've done that. Liverpool have always done that. Götze was number 1. We got Salah, and look,
I think
Julian Brandt was number 1.
Number 2 is Ekitike.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Ekitike is number 2.
So who's the number 3?
They don't have a number 3, blood.
Yeah, I don't think there is in this scenario.
Guys, who's at fault then if he doesn't sign?
Who's at fault?
I'd love to know what you think as well. The manager, no, I won't say the manager. It's not his fault.
The
but is
manager.
it Isak's, Newcastle's, or Liverpool's? That's all I want. The short answers: Isak, Newcastle, or Liverpool. Whose fault do you think is if he doesn't sign?
I think it'll be Newcastle because
I think it's Isak's agent, bro.
I think it's Newcastle because they've had enough
Liverpool.
time.
I think it's Liverpool. If you wanted him and they're telling you the price is 150, you're buying to around 110 and 130, and they're telling you it's 150. If you want the player, you get him at 150, unless you don't rate him like a 150 player.
No, do you know what? Yeah, but Jay, hear this though. How much did we sign Verts for? I think it was 100.
116.
116.
Yeah, 116 says what? It's 100 and then 60 million add-ons. They originally wanted how much? 150 million euros, which was at the time 126 million pounds. So again, we still negotiated from when they wanted.
Great deal, bro. Great deal. But Liverpool needs. But that's my point. Is if Liverpool wanted Verts and they were like, there's no negotiation. That's just the price. That's the price. I could go to the market and be like, Fabio, plantain for a pound. No, give it to me for that. If she tells me it's 4 for a pound, I'm either going to walk away, or I'm going to have to buy it 4 for a pound. You got to buy Isak for 150 if you want Isak, if that's what they're saying.
Bro, I think they just made up this one. This 150 is just, to me, even saying it now, it just sounds mad. I reckon they put 150 there to scare us off. I don't think it's 150. I think it'll be in and around there. Because remember, that 150 was to scare off everybody. Because remember, when they said 150, this is before we even showed our hand in regards to how much we was going to bid for Isak, you know. Remember, that 150 was like, he's 158. No one got near that. Then they see us buy Verts for 100, 116. They see us buy Frimpong for 40. They see us buy Kirkes for 40. Sorry, Frimpong was 30. Kirkes is 40. Ekatike for what was it, 70 mil up front. Then they started to panic. Because then they're like, raw. Liverpool got money. Oh, shoot. Yeah. 150. It's not 150. They're just saying.
What? So Matt, do you think if Liverpool slapped 150, Newcastle would be like, no, he's not for sale?
They probably would, you know, just for principle. And I don't want to.
Then at that point, there's nothing Liverpool can do.
I think they would accept it, but I think in this right moment, now we can't jump the gun and go, boom, here you go, 150. I feel like they were just on principle, like shut that down.
They'll just take the piss and just say no.
Yeah, funny enough, that's what I agree with, man. I don't think
just take the piss.
I don't even know if they had an evaluation for Isak properly, but the 150 was there. It's like, oh, it's only Liverpool interest in that. They can't afford nobody, blood. You get me? So, 150 and that. Yeah. And then the store spending cash. So, hold on a minute. You man got money like that, bro. And then we went in with 110 and said, hold on a minute. You're taking a piss, bro. I reckon with all of this hassle before Isak decided to go back to Sociedad and try to become one of their players, before all of that, if we had tried to slap him 150, they would have said, yeah, you can go still. It's early in the window. Now the window's nearly done.
No,
I'm sorry. I know it's off topic, but him going back to Sociedad is diabolical, bro.
It's crazy.
No, he deserves lashes for that, you know. At St. George's, bro.
Hey, whoa. We ain't doing that.
These are the sole views of
Sole views, bro.
Me and Sav inspired me with the 1850s talk.
Yeah, man, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't just leave.
You know what made it worse? They asked Eddie Howe. They said, there's been reports of like Alexander like not in the country, and he was like, I'm not aware of anything. Then they asked him again at the time. Bro, he didn't know at the time, bro. Bro, man, it's like man just picked up his bags and his PlayStation and just said, I'm out. I'm going back to Sociedad, bro. What makes it worse is this year, Sociedad have a percentage of the sell-on fee as well. So I think they've got, is it 20%?
He went to negotiate. That's why he went back to negotiate it, bro.
He said, you, man, I got you. You're going to get your piece soon. Let this thing pattern up, and I got you, man. This is what he done, bro.
The groundkeeper came out and was like, yo, Alex, what you doing here, bro? You need to pay your subs and that. I said, nah, bro, I got a sell-on fee for you, man, but don't worry about that.
or he's told them, look, I know the sell-on fee was 25%. Can we get it down to 15 because Newcastle needs their fee?
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Next question, lads, man. Will Liverpool move and get another forward? I know you guys kind of touched on it earlier. You kind of went no, but I'd love to know what the chat thinks as well. Are we
fingers crossed, man?
In the words of the great Jurgen Norbert Klopp, blood. Solutions within. We're using Jaden Dan's blood.
I'm not
trying to hear that. You know
what intensity is our transfer?
I'm not trying to hear that. Do you know what it is? Yeah? As much as
training's a transfer and that.
Training is a transfer.
Nah, that's over at City now. They can deal with that brother over there, bro. We ain't doing that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That Pep Linders thing was all funny and that till I saw City play the other day, and I was like, yeah,
They
yeah.
play like
did
us,
it-
bro.
Oh, he's got them
Why
pressing,
didn't he
bro.
back
Have you seen City
got them
pressing now?
pressing.
I've never seen Turkey press like that in my life. I said, whoa. Why
said-
go for Turkey and grinders, blood?
This is what I'm
They're running.
saying.
Yeah.
Reinders
Yeah,
was what I thought Sobosai would be, you know. The way he was moving, I was like, hold on, why is he pressing like that? And why is he
Bro.
finishing?
Yeah, nah,
madness.
for real. I'm gonna be honest, yeah. I think it's so late in the window now to try and get like a big target. Because remember, there was a couple of weeks ago, it was if Liverpool don't get Isak, they may pivot to Barcola. That is not happening. It is so late in the window now to try and put all your efforts in to try and get another top player. I just don't see it happening. That's why I feel like it's Isak or nothing. And this is where we could be in problems, genuinely. Like, because like I know you're joking about solutions from within, yeah. But we've kind of already seen it already with Chiesa.
Rio and Chiesa.
Chiesa's been given another chance because we haven't brought in Isak. Because I guarantee you, if we would have got Isak already, I think Chiesa's already gone. Like genuinely, I think he's
referred
gone.
to him after the game as the striker, bro. Like he as a
Oh,
striker. He didn't say it. They asked him, and it's like, oh, you know, because I was like, he's trying to downplay that Chiesa just scored the goals. Like, listen, if you carry on playing like that, I mean, there's, you know, what I mean, we got him as a striker option. I was like, oh, he didn't say winger or anything. Man said striker, bro. Yeah, I'm just
listen. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, there'll be a game. We playing Arsenal, and we're gonna see Rio and Chiesa and Salah lining up front. I watch. Gakpo will be injured. Ekitike will
Palace have
be
been
ill.
decimated a little bit because obviously Eze's going Spurs now. I think it looks like. See, I said Mateta early in the window, man. I think it would have been a great signing for us, bro. Mateta and Ekitike, we could have ran it, bro. And then whatever happens with Isak later on happens.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I don't know, bro.
No, but we just need even like a left winger though. You know, like you just need someone that can just like another Chiesa that can just play across the front, or like a Diaz.
If Rodrigo didn't want to stay at Madrid, because obviously I was saying to End yesterday, bro, like Alonso again yesterday didn't play him in it, and I was like, I saw his face in that, and he just looked like disheartened because he wants to play at Madrid. And to be fair to him, it's probably teams like Madrid, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich, and that they're the hardest teams to make that decision for, in it, because you're at the top already. Yeah. So it's like everything after that's going to be below you, in it. But apart from that, man, I don't see it, bro. I don't know if you've not got other options on the wings. I can't. It's too late in the window, bro. You're gonna have to pay above the odds.
Rodrigo was my first choice.
Fofana's a good one. Yeah, I like Fofana.
I think even like getting rid of Doak, like even getting rid of Doak is just, it's meant that the depth in the squad isn't as good. And if Elliott's still gonna go as well, it's like we're really gonna start lacking options. It's gonna end up like you're playing midfielders out on the left. Do you know what I mean? Curtis is out on the wing and Sobosai's on the other wing, and you're playing Salah up front at times.
No,
you're gonna have to. Those are the solutions. Which, if Slot trusts it, fair enough. But last season he didn't, innit? He tried to run the same team. He didn't trust Chiesa.
It's like a save on EA, innit? If you start the season and you blitz the squad and get rid of everyone you want to get rid of, so you got a bag of cash, but then you run out of options that you can actually go and get, and then you're just scrambling now, and then the depth ain't there. And that's where I feel like we've kind of put ourselves in at the moment, where we've got loads of money to spend, but the options ain't there, or the quality of the options that we want within the squads ain't going to be there. And then you might end up getting an underwhelming signing or a couple of underwhelming. You're like, yeah, that ain't really it still. But they might do well. They might come and do well at the club, but they might be players you're like, why did we go and get him?
It's hard to size up how much we've strengthened in it with people going out and in, because all the players that we've brought in are good footballers, man. I can't even deny that. But the loss of some of the ones, I'm just like, the Diaz one still, like, I'm just like, it doesn't.
Bro, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Not similar to Isak, but there are some slight parallels. Also, say one similarity. They both wanted to leave. The difference is we allowed Diaz to leave, because Diaz, I think he wanted to leave. And again, I believe it was a contract thing with him. Liverpool didn't want to pay him the contract that I think he deserved, maybe. And said, listen, if you want to go, you can go, but it'll be on our terms. We'll fetch the right fee. Cool. The problem is there has been no replacement. We should have done, it's making me wonder now, should we have done what Newcastle are doing with Isak and said, you are not going until we get a replacement.
We get a replacement.
Because he's too good of a player to just let go and you just don't replace. We're not talking about Darwin. We're not talking about Ben Doak. Like, we're talking about Diaz, bro. He was essential for us last season. And we've just let him go. It don't make sense, you know?
I think keeping Diaz alone and everything else in the window is exactly the same it's been, but keeping
would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But now it's like
because I'm looking now, right? And last season we had 6 forwards if you want to include Chiesa. So we had Gakpo, Jota, Nunes, Diaz, Salah, and Chiesa. That's 6, right? That's the 6 that we had to pick from, whether Chiesa was trusted or not, and whether the players were trusted. But that was the depth. Right now we've got Ekitike, Salah, Rio, and Gakpo. That's it.
And Chiesa.
And Chiesa.
And so in Chiesa wasn't trusted, right? So really drop it down to 4. Rio's a young player. You're dropping it down to 3. And Ekitike again
is new.
I know we changed him, but he's a new player. What if it don't work out in the next couple of games? He hasn't even got time to we benefited from having the ability to be like, you know what, Jota, you're not working out. Let's play Nunes for this game, or bring Nunes on, or cool, Gakpo, you're not playing well. Diaz, you're playing out there. It helped. Now we haven't got that. We're gonna have to see at the end of the season. But from a forward perspective, I don't think our depth is as good as it was last season.
It's not.
No, it's not. You're right. Because remember, when the 2 strikers wasn't working out for them, we played Diaz through the center. Do you get what I'm saying? And then
still had Gakpo on the left.
You still had Gakpo
someone of the quality at Gakpo. Yeah,
exactly. And you still had a Jota, rest his soul, and Nunes on the bench. Now we don't even have. Literally have no options. If we're being realistic, the front line that we kind of know right now is Salah, Gakpo, and Ekitike. Like you said, he's young. Again, can you fully trust him? It's a lot of pressure as well. You should only really bring him on with 5 minutes to go, if that. You don't want to put too much pressure. And then you've got a Chiesa, like you said. Chiesa, I think you don't know what you're going to get from Chiesa. I'll be honest with you.
It's not going to play him enough for him to get into form.
And him playing through the center, I think, it's an option, but the drop off, in my opinion, of quality from Ekitike
is massive. It's massive.
Down to Chiesa is massive, bro. It's crazy.
You're almost using him like a Origi at this point, and you're using him like a Origi, bro.
Yeah. And the thing is with a Rio, right? And what's worrying me is that I trust the kid, right? I trust him, but when the manager's not trusting him, you see, when in the Community Shield and then against thing, you're not even coming on, you're not seeing minutes. That for me is a bit hold on, it's alarm bells for me, because I'm the whole preseason he's played, but now you're not even giving him the light of day. You need to release him if you trust him like that. If what Davo Cobb and Paul Joyce are saying that Rio's a fully integrated first team member now, you got to treat him as such. It can't be you're just part of the 22-man squad and you help us with our 11v11s on the training day, but at game day you don't see any minutes. Gakpo's having a poor game in the Community Shield, bring Rio on. Bring him on. Whether it works or not, you're going to show me, you know what, he trusts him though. The fact that you're not trusting him makes me believe, you could be a Kumas or a Jaden Danz or whoever, or a Train Yoni that don't really get trusted like that with the quality players, but they just don't get trusted. So if they don't get trusted, they're not really viable options when the going gets tough. Now, if we're playing City and Gakpo goes down, is Rio going to come on 20 minutes in?
20 minutes in when
you don't know. He could put Chiesa. That's the thing. You kind of don't know. He could put Chiesa there. I'm not even joking.
Or then he start putting Jones there, or Soboslai there, or moving Ekitike.
Bro, I'm calling it now. He's going to put Wirtz there. He's going to put Wirtz there. I can already see it already.
If Wirtz goes in the false 19, I'm going to crash out.
You're going to put him on the left wing, bro?
No, it's going to be Wirtz left wing. Because I don't want to give away too much, but you see the Newcastle game, brother, we need to somehow find a way to fit Soboslai, McAllister, and Gravenberch in that team. It's going to be like Monday night. You know the old school Monday Night Raw where you got Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker's choke time out of nowhere. Kane comes from underneath the ring. Flipping Sting from NWO not even with the organization. Just on the. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be mad, bro.
That's what I'm saying. JR on some Joe Linton, damn his soul. Wait, bro. We can't. I'm saying don't play Wirtz and that until we tested the waters in the first half, bro. Because Joe Linton's gonna kick his leg off, bro.
So next question, lads. Can Liverpool win the league without Isak? Chat, I want to know what you guys think. Yes or no?
We did it already. You know what I'm saying?
We can. It's just going to be
we did it when the squad was.
The real question is, can Liverpool win the league without Diaz? But anyway.
Can Liverpool win the league without getting Alexander Isak?
We can. It's just... We can. But...
I think we can.
it's gonna be nowhere near as easy as last year. It's gonna be a lot tougher.
I think Isak ramps up the Champions League and the Prem together, bro. I think that like it's massive depth then. Yeah, I mean, because we're gonna have that December period where all the games are clustered and you got Champions League games and Prem games. Yeah. I think we can win it without him in that, but I just think there's other positions that we can't win it without. I think I think that's the problem. I don't know who though. I'm not sure about our midfield at the moment, to be honest, bro. But I'm not sure if it's tactics. It might be.
I'm not worried about the midfield, you know. I know what you mean. Obviously, I was worried after the game, but I just feel like, okay, first game, unfit McAllister, no Gravenberch. Konate had one of the worst games I've ever seen him play. I don't see all those things happening again all at the same time. That's true.
Man, them do keep picking up Konate though, blood. Like every time man says bad, he ain't
bro, it really pisses me off, bro, because without him, we don't win the league last year. We genuinely do not win the league without Konate last year. A man acting like we could just replace him easy. Like, oh, if we just bring in Guehi to replace him, we're all right. No, we need Guehi and Konate. Do you get what I'm saying? We need both of them. And Guehi, that's another one.
You might think Slot thinks this is going to be the same season as last season, but I feel like I got a feeling that he thinks it's going to be similar, but it ain't, bro.
No, but he said though, Sav, that he expects it to be harder. So I only assume that he believes it will be harder.
So when's he going to get rid of these boring tactics then?
Maybe when he gets Isak in the door.
I think, yeah. From what I hear about Slot, and every time he's asked about the signings, he keeps talking about the players that left. I think a couple of players he didn't want to leave.
I think Diaz.
I think Trent. I think Diaz. He didn't want to leave. I think Trent. He didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
and ideally, I don't even think he wanted Kwanzaa to leave. Reason being is because Kwanzaa was an option that he knew was like, cool. I don't trust you like that, but you're good to have that as a third centre back. You're decent enough. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now Liverpool are in a situation where Gomez is out injured. We haven't got a third centre back. He's now having to put Gravenberch there. We've had to get Leone, but is Leone going to be good? We don't know. I mean, it's all unknowns. Diaz was the one that could play across the front three and in the 10 if needed and could do a decent job. That dynamic of Gakpo and Diaz worked well. Is that if ideally, and he keeps talking about other teams have added to what they had, Liverpool have lost and had to replace.
That's it, man. Other teams adding. Obviously, we're supposed to worry about our own team first, but it's only natural to look across the league and see the teams where they were faltering last season, the ones who are normally on it. Where did they falter? Was it injuries? But if it was, then expect them to be back in it. Because you know what I mean? Man City, okay, we've never seen them play like that. Now their team looks like they've just rejuvenated some players and that. They're going to have problems in their team, of course. You know what I mean? But everyone's strengthening, bro. It's one. I just seen Nottingham just got Douglas Luiz, bro. Great signing for them, or they're about to get him and that. Yeah, bro. It's like, I think we've had a really good transfer window. I'm not one of these like everyone's saying, oh, transfer window's been trash all of a sudden just because we don't have Isak, because I didn't expect to get him in the first place.
Same.
I do think that I know I keep trolling and that, bro, but I don't like Slot's tactics, bro. And of course he's probably a cold manager. He knows way more than me, bro.
Because obviously there's going to be people in the chat going, "What do you mean? What do you mean you don't like his tactics?" You could just give us a little breakdown, maybe like a pinpoint something where you go, "That's the reason why I don't like it," because then it leaves it open for people to go, it's just complaining when you're not just making a point about something you see.
He's been too risky for no reason, bro. In certain parts of the game, like he's being way too risky. It goes from being like boring pedestrian football where there's no movement and it's just side to side, and then when he panics, it goes full-fledged, everybody up the top of the pitch and leave Konate and Virgil to hang out to dry, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and then obviously he's trying to do this thing with Frimpong and Kirkers and that with the inverted thing. Invert Kirkers and then let Frimpong overlap, bro. There's no balance. Salah doesn't have to do anything defensive, which is fine. You've told him that, but if you've got a striker now, then why are you still building around Salah on the right hand side? We're unbalanced, bro, and we're gonna get caught out. And the thing is, we were already getting caught out before, so it's the same issue what was there before. It's just that before it was Trent in that gap and he was going forward, and then we played Bradley, and I saw it with Bradley, and these are all good players, bro. I'm watching Bradley. The first, I think he's obviously injured now, but when he played in pre-season, the first thing I seen him do, kick off, invert, is in the midfield. Like, didn't even touch that.
I think the problem we've got now, right, more so than anything, I think to that point is people obviously criticize Trent and rightfully so at certain times, but people I think fail to neglect the amount of control that Trent gave Liverpool, that enabled the Soboslai to run in behind, that enabled a person to go and do this, because when Trent inverted, you couldn't give Trent space.
Yeah.
So it meant you had to press up onto that midfielder. As soon as he laid it off, McAllister's in space, Grab's in space to go and transition, Sobo's in space. Now, not only are you inverting Kirkes, who isn't Trent on the ball, and Bradley isn't Trent on the ball, right? You've now got a number 10 that isn't going to have the work rate of a Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
He's just not built like that. He's just not Szoboszlai, isn't it? So he's going to offer you different bits of creativity further up the field. But we haven't bought him to be some defensive juggernaut or some work rate runner juggernaut, right? So now it means that the balance isn't there, so the control isn't there. So you're technically operating with one less man in midfield, because when Trent came in, for all the criticism he had, and when you went and said, he's not a midfielder, he's to play as a right back, guess what? You could do a very, very good job as a right back inverting though. He might not be a midfielder, but a right back inverting it, he's good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why that thingy, I know I spoke about it before, but that's why the interview character after the game was good, because I'm like, just be honest, isn't it? Like, you're not dissing, like, you're asking him, like, yo, Gaffer, last season, the thing we praised you about is you seem to have a lot more control than Liverpool had previously, and that. But we're watching this, and they showed it him on the screen, and that, and he was just on some like, but at the end of the day, like, we could be up there sitting back, and I prefer us to be like this. And on the screenshot, bro, everyone was at the top of the pitch, bro.
Apart from two man. And he tried to say, no, our rest. And before he saw the screenshot, it was like, no, our rest defense was good. Like, we had, and he was like, and then they saw the screenshot, it was only two man at the back, and it was like, whoa, like, why is Robbo in the box? Like, Semenyo's on the edge. Like, you go on.
The thing is, do you think, like, I don't know, we're being a bit harsh. It's early on. We've brought in new players that he has to find a way how to integrate them into, I guess, a new way of playing, because they're different profiles now. So you've got Frimpong, who likes to overlap, and you've got Kirkes, who does like to overlap as well. I think what he wants to try and do is get Frimpong and Kirkes to overlap here, but Gakpo's been with his positioning. Gakpo's been a little bit inconsistent. In fact, no. If I actually deep it, all Gakpo does really is cut inside, so that gives space for Kirkes on the outside. And Salah, if you've noticed, Frimpong's been doing a lot of overlapping. So Salah's
that's my point. Frimpong's been doing it, and Kirkes hasn't. Kirkes is inverting, and Frimpong's overlapping.
What the issue is, when we start off our build up, you've probably seen it. Frimpong flies up the pitch. And then Kirkes is actually one of the centre backs. He becomes the left-sided centre back. You got Virgil Konate. What I think needs to happen, and which I think he may do, when Grav comes back in, which will be against Newcastle most likely, that build-up will change. So Grav will become part of the back three in build-up, because Grav is the only one that can get the ball under pressure and make sure that we don't lose the ball. And that can then allow the fullbacks to bomb up. So you still got three at the back. I just feel like we can't do that unless we've got Grav. And that's why Grav is so important. Doesn't fix everything.
Your point, bro. Grav's so important. But what also this has done, for the people that don't like Szoboszlai, he has to play. Because of these tactics, he always has to play now.
Agreed. Yeah. Right now he does,
Because obviously, man are blaming him. Yeah, he slipped. Salah passing the ball a bit away with ball. He slipped and then ran up the pitch. If he didn't slip, he's the one who would have got back to stop Semenyo. He would have been the only one who actually tried to get back. But he was on the floor, innit? He had to get up off the floor and then run back, bro. So I'm like, so everything's pinned on this guy. All that stuff that everyone was moaning about before. So Hendo had to do this for Trent. Szoboszlai has to do this for Trent. And now Szoboszlai's doing it for the whole team. He's everywhere. and Matt's right. Like, they are new players and stuff like that. But in pre-season, I didn't even see it a little bit where it's like, I see patterns at the top of the pitch. I was happy with it. I see Ekatike and Mertz link up since Salon. I'm like, okay, that's beautiful. I'm never going to have a problem with our attack. But I'm like, bro, I can't even see the different patterns change. If Mandem are telling me that Kirkes didn't look like the most confused child you've ever seen, bro. He looked so confused, bro.
Yeah.
Because he's just on some... I know how to be a left back, but you're not asking me to do regular left back stuff. You want me to be all inverted and end up in the 10 like Robbo did last season? When everyone was blaming Robbo, what's he doing in that position? It's because the gaffer told him to be there. Because Bradley does it as well. And then obviously Robbo's not as fast to get back anymore, bro. But Kirkes' legs are going to fall off in this team, bro. Like, they need to find something. We don't need to force it. But Liverpool were better than most of the teams in all of the teams.
I think what can happen, in my opinion, is that we kind of over or underestimate some of the so-called lower teams. So you see, like, against like Bournemouth, Palace, or whoever that is, we just say, all right, we're going to commit all these players. We know we're going to keep hold of the ball. We're going to punish you.
Yeah.
But what we're not doing now is not thinking about, okay, what happens if we lose the ball? And that's why I think maybe there is a little bit of arrogance.
That what you said is the perfect spot, because that's the only difference I see with us and Arsenal when it comes to defending. That what you're talking about, overcommitment when you've got all of the ball. Arsenal still have somebody there. They have Saliba and Gabriel, and there's always another person there.
That's correct.
Konate. We always carry. That's why, man, when man are dissing Konate constantly, I'm like, you know how much running this you has to do, bro? Because there's no one there. Because Virgil never has to do that running. Man, don't go on that side of the pitch half of the time.
Nah, exactly. And not only that, Virgil's just pointing to someone to go get someone to run for him. I love Virgil, but you know Virgil does the shredder thing where he sends out the foot soldiers.
but do it is, but do it is with Konate though, yeah. If Slot views Konate as that's just your job, innit? That's what you offer, and that's your role. It's not going to change, because the only reason Konate's in the team is to do that. That's the only reason,
and that's why Konate's contract's running down.
But that's why it's over. But you don't. Jay, you're right, yeah. But it's over reliant. Do you know what it is? I don't even want to do this, but I'm gonna have to say it. He's gonna look at Konate and looked at the profile of defenders and thought he's strong, he's quick. All right, cool. Anything he's done one of them in it,
100%. 100%.
No, we know what you're saying. Like the Sunday League managers.
Remember, he started the season. And was like, remember, he started the season, and was like, yeah, Konza, you're on the ball, you're better than him, and you had a good end to the season with Klopp and stuff. Yeah. It didn't work out in that first whatever, and he was like, that first half or whatever. He was like, Konate, what I want you to do, just run out and just be you, just do whatever you need to do, and it worked, didn't it? But I don't think that's the end goal for Slot. I think the fact we were linked to Lenny Euro and Dean Huijsen and Guehi, they've all got something in common. They're just a bit more composed on the ball. They're a bit more naturally. So it seems that Slot, that's not the ideal centre back for Slot, even though Slot sees a benefit for him. So he's looking at him and thinking, you know what? Yeah, that's you. That's what you're gonna offer us.
He's using him like there's Walker blood.
Yeah, but here's the killer though. Let's say that you say we bring in Guehi. Walker, legend, you know.
There just as a number, bro. Just run it back.
You know what I'm saying though? Let's say you bring in Guehi. Nothing changes with Guehi in Liverpool. Why? I think people need to understand. This is why, Sav, you're on the money on this, yeah? If you put Guehi in the team and take out Konate, the tactics aren't going to change. So yes, we might be better on the ball, because I think Guehi on the ball is better than Konate. But when Kirkes don't know what he's supposed to do, and Frimpong is caught halfway up the pitch and we're getting countered, I'm telling you from now, Guehi's going to be just as much in trouble as Konate would have been. That doesn't change nothing. That's just
100%. That's why it goes back to what Sav's saying about Slot's tactics.
That's why he has to make an adjustment.
But maybe he can't. Maybe he doesn't want to make the adjustment because Konate's there. He's like, that's what we value. If he does that, then I'm not saying it's wrong. Maybe he values Konate. That's how he values him, innit? Like, he's like, that's what you do, innit? That's what you do.
But then he's
that's why you're in the team. You're in the team. You're in a team to run around like that and shut out those fires. That's why we bought Frimpong. Otherwise, we would have bought Gertrude that can just sit next to you. We don't want that. We want you because
the worrying thing about that over there. The worrying thing about that, what you're saying is, I think you're right, bro. He's like, I can't change that because this is why you're. But he's got that in other positions on the pitch. I can't change how we attack here because we've got Salah. I can't change how we defend here because we've got Konate. I can't change the midfield because we need Sabo. Okay, so you're a fraud, bro. You just, I want to find out this season, man, living off Klopp energy blood. I'm telling you.
Because you got to think about because you got to think about it, Sav, right? You got to think about it, yeah. Because you're speaking about Kirkes. It just made my main light bulb moment, like Arteta and that. You know, the light bulb just shining in my hand. Listen, yeah.
Come on,
connectivity,
guys.
Connections. Come on, guys, connections, yeah. But cool. What it is, yeah. But what it is. We've got to be connected. We've got to be connected. Like a light bulb. The light will go out. Yeah, but listen, yeah. Why is Kirkes inverting?
I don't know, bro.
Kirkes don't know why he's inverting.
No, why? Why? Think about Think about Robbo's positioning last year. Virgil van Dijk, don't do that running thing. It's you stay next to me, and again, foot soldiers, we send you out, and I stay central.
Yeah,
that's why Kirkes is inverting. If Kirkes was bombing forward, Virgil would have to go and press that man out wide. Kirkes can't overlap because he's got to do the defensive.
You don't want to see Virgil in the channels, fat. If you see Virgil in the channels,
to be fair though, Jay, big up to Cav. Cav said Verge was telling him to go wide, and he just looked confused on his face.
Yeah, he's
bro.
confused, bro.
So
maybe the timing's wrong. You know, like there's certain timing, like where at times he's narrow, but you should have been wide, and maybe there's other times where he's wide, but he should have been close. That's cool. But I'm saying that if that was the case, if we thought like, you know what, yeah, Kurt, yeah, listen, like, look, Virgil can deal with that by himself. You'd have Robbo 2018 as to Matt's point, overlapping Gakpo. But we don't have that, because if that's the case, then whoever's on that left-hand side, right? And remember, Sobbo weren't playing there on the weekend. He was playing on the other side, because obviously we played McAllister, right? McAllister's not covering that channel the way Gini Wijnaldum and Fabinho and Henderson did. Like, it's not going to be able to. He ain't got the legs. So you need someone in just protecting him. Where like, cool, I cover the central areas because 1v1 they can't beat me. I'm not trying to run out into the channel and do the Rudiger thing and the Konate thing. That's not his game.
Yeah, I agree, man. And we just don't.
So you're not going to get the best of Kirkes. Because Kirkes was overlapping for Bournemouth.
So
that's what he was known for at Bournemouth, and this is why I really wanted him. Here's the thing.
Left back in the year.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I think we will get it right. Listen, I know Sam's like joking and calling him a fraud or whatever. It's more just about.
You think it's a game, bro? This is not good,
All I'm gonna say is this, yeah. It's early days. Listen, give him time. I think Kirkes, if we're being honest, Kirkes is probably the most confused player out, and it's no surprise. He was hella confused, bro.
He also said in his the PFA interview, he did say there's a lot of tactics and he has to get used to what is required.
This is what I'm saying.
He does know it's gonna take him a bit of time.
I'm gonna be honest, as much as I rate him, and everyone knows, like from Coppish, that's the left back I wanted.
Yeah.
What I'm to go back to the light bulb moment, yeah. What I don't understand is if you see Gakpo inverting, why would you feel the need to invert as well? It don't make sense, fam.
So you say he's not intelligent? He's got that look.
No. I'm just saying, like,
it's the gaffer. But Matt,
why
I made
is
the point way before this that we put too many players in the box, which crowds the situation, and this is why we wonder why half of our shots get blocked. And the one moment when everyone's not in the box, Gakpo was able to cut in player 1-2 with Ekitike, and then he had room to look.
You're supposed to create space and overloads, like on the left or the right.
Bro, the wingers will stay wide and the fullback. Last season, obviously we won the league, so shout out to the team for doing that. But bro, I'm watching games and like the game could be so much easier. Why is the two fullbacks in the box? Like now when the guys cut in, we got two wingers that like to cut. They're not byline wingers. They're wingers that cut in. Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah, bro. They all love to cut inside. When you cut inside, what are we doing? Just bounce pass off everyone until the ball goes to the other side of the pitch.
Why do you think when they freeze framed that Semenyo goal, bro, that where Wataru and Robbo was? Man, want to blame them, but they just followed instructions, bro. When have you ever seen Wataru up there, bro, in that spot, bro?
One thing I will say, to give Kirkes credit, he had an absolute stinker in the first half, but he had a very good 15 minutes before he got taken off. And I actually said at the time, why is he taking him off? Because he's actually playing well. Lo and behold, Robbo steps onto the pitch. And I know it's not his fault, but it happened to be him that you see Semenyo running and Robbo doing the whole, I'm going to try and run as fast as I can by looking at the ground. Brother, that's not going to change.
Can't catch Semenyo, bro. You
can't catch him anyway. You'd have to have fouled him more. I don't know. I just thought to myself, we looked a little bit more suspect though when Robbo did step onto the pitch.
All right, Matt, let me save him in that one. I'll save him just because, right? But if you took a still shot of the layout of what was happening, they gambled and left 3 up, which is fair. They was like, there's something in this game. Can we go and get it? Mm-hmm. The idea was when Konate left this guy over his shoulder, in his mind, he's like, well, we're on the ball. I don't need to worry about him. If play breaks down, you need someone to recycle play. And then when we recycle play, you'd go into Konate because all the other midfielders were pushed forward. Then Robbo was the next pass to stretch the game, to get them shifting their formation. So Robbo was in a good position, Konate was, but we didn't expect our team to lose the ball. And as soon as we lost it, it was in like 2 passes, bro. They literally had a shot.
Yeah, I know.
Through ball. And then it was run onto it cross.
But which goal? The first one?
The first one. The first one. The tap in at the back post.
Yeah.
Cool, but you know the second...
And Konate, remember, all the midfielders pushed. So there was no one there for recycling the play. So Konate had to be there. He can't go and stand behind their striker. So if Salah's on the ball, and then he has no one to pass when he wants to recite.
Yeah, you need to show.
No,
You need
he
to
got-
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was showing, but then Salah's pass through, and then he landed to their player. He then went, "Oh, my man's behind, whip round the corner, cross."
That's
There's no-
true. But obviously at that point, obviously the count that's obviously a midfield thing. But where Robbo went wrong was the second goal where he's inside the box, and when Semenyo and his man Semenyo, right, in the
This is what I was trying to say.
game, Semenyo's on the edge of the box waiting to run already. He's just like, bruv, we need to try and get this goal. I'm not even going to defend Robbo in there. Robbo's running to the box and he's standing offside. Bruv, he's standing offside.
Yeah. And it's the thing.
So he's
yeah,
not even if he gets the ball,
yeah.
nothing's going to happen. The ball breaks down. Semenyo's on his bike. Robbo turns around. He's like, where am I? He's the furthest player up the pitch. And Semenyo's running through on Konate.
I just got man up there. There was no.
His head's got to be on a swivel because he looks
You
once,
know-
but then he don't look again, bro. He looks the
If
first
anything,
one, he sees Semenyo.
Robbo's the one that should have been like, you know what? I'm staying back. You know, I'm not getting
Exactly.
forward.
You should, again,
I'm gonna be the experienced brother. When the ball, I'm just gonna boot it. You know,
Thank
like
you.
you know Ward from Crystal Palace or something back in the day. He's just gonna stay there. He's not getting forward.
Hey man, listen. When you position on the threat in the team from this jerkers, you do as the gaffer said.
Yeah, you
The
do what you
the gaffer said stay at the
Jerkers.
top of the pitch, blood. So he
that
stayed at
is
the top of the pitch.
crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. That's
Jerkers.
mad.
Listen, man.
You've gone from twerkers to jerkers. You're taking.
No, it's been that for a minute.
Because you're right. I get it. Because I think Kirkers was better second half. I'll give him his name back and that. But he was on a yellow card from early in it. So I think man have started getting a bit tired to bring him on. Man need to tell me why the gaffer put Watara at right back when Gomez on the. And before anyone says he's the gaffer, he changed it like 5 minutes later when he realised, bro. What are you doing?
Do you think it was a mistake?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the Japanese guy. in the back.
He's got. Now he thought he was talking to Gomez, but it was Endo. He's like, yeah, like, I want you to play here, and then he's like, Gomez, like, what? No.
Man said mix up in communication, you know.
Yeah, just to raise the wrong number and that.
I'm gonna say this: I don't ever, and I mean ever, want to see Endo at right back.
Not against the past done, never.
You got hung out
No, I just don't want to see him, bro. I just don't want to see him at right back. People need to also understand who Endo is. Yeah, he's a combative player, high IQ. He's got a decent pass as well, and he can defend like in like kind of like low block situations. But a bit of space might find him a bit of problems. You either play him at DM or worst case scenario, there is some type of injury. We've been injury hit or whatever, and then you find him at centre back. I don't want to see Endo at right back. I don't want to see Endo at left back. I don't want to see Endo as some auxiliary midfielder. Like,
I'm with you, man. Because I didn't, when he was playing there, I didn't have any blame for him at all, bro. Because anyone who's not supposed to be in a position, don't play them there unless you have to, bro. And you didn't have to. You had Gomez on the bench, bro. So I was like, bring Gomez on. And don't tell me about he's injured, so why is he on the bench then, bro? Yeah, bring Stevenson or wherever them Utes and all them, man. This has got him, brought him on the pitch, realized like, think I made a mistake here. You think?
And what worries me as well, going back to the kind of right back issue, how can Joe Gomez have a problem with his Achilles and Bradley still nowhere to be seen? Nah, seriously.
He's got a hamstring.
But how? No. All right, your Achilles. No. But I need people to understand something. This is for all the people that were wishing this from last season. Yeah, Bradley's cold. He is cold, by the way. But I said the main thing about Conor Bradley is his injuries, bro.
Yeah, he's been injured quite a bit.
But the man couldn't even finish pre-season. You don't think that's an issue?
You think he needs to slow down a bit?
No, but we actually might have a bigger issue than what we realized, because I think the plan was to start Conor Bradley and then sort of like get Frimpong used to the way of playing. But we've had to kind of like fast track this now. Frimpong's done very well, but I still would have liked to have seen Conor Bradley, who I think defensively gives us a bit more stability at the back. Because remember, he understands the way how we play. He's more used to players' tendencies and what they're going to do. So
we say that though, but if Slot tells him, "No, I want you to bomb forward," and they target that area, and Konate has the same game, he's never going to get there anyway.
No, but even though if a manager tells you to do something, you still got to use your own intelligence. And what I'm saying is Bradley understands. So he knows like players' characteristics. So if he sees Soboslai bombing forward and he thinks, shoot, we might lose the ball here. All right, let me just hold position for a second. Let me just wait and see what happens. Where someone like Frimpong, he's just bombing forward, bro. He don't know any better. He's just like, well, if these men are telling me to go forward, I'm going forward. Do you get what I'm saying?
Nah, do you know it's crazy? Because I reckon if we got those instructions, man, we're smart enough to watch the game. I'm sure many people in the chat as well to go, no, man, there's bare man in the box. I don't need to be there. If the ball breaks down, who's here to cover and make sure we sweep up? I feel like some of the players in our team just follow the
I think for the more experienced players, like Jerry said, with like Robbo, and I hear it. But I think for the younger players, I kind of get it, bruv. Like you've just got into these squads, bruv, and you've been given instructions. I'm doing what he says because I'm not trying to lose my spot, bruv.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Because when it goes right, I end up on the. You know what I mean. When it goes right, the gaffer's gonna be like, "See, I told you. Make sure you're in that spot. You get a chance." When it goes wrong, you get me. But all I'm saying
running off my hamstring to try and get back to help out.
Yeah,
the team.
I don't think our major problem is with it's just that our team is unbalanced, bro. And I can't. I just every time I watch Konate, I'm like, brother, man, I just got him just doing all of this running, bro. And Virgil is chilling, bro. And then Konate's gonna get the brunt of it when the game's over, bro.
Yeah, no facts. Because even the counter, I think was it for the second goal.
Yeah,
people having a go for Konate for not engaging. To Konate's right, there was 2 players, bro. He was like, if I go even close to there, he's gonna go forward. If I stay here, he could play it to the right, bro.
I'm with you, like, bro. Anyone who should engage,
what could he have done?
Virgil should have engaged, bro. Because I said this while Semenyo was running the ball. I looked at it, I was like, hold on a minute. He's got 2 players from Bournemouth on the left hand side of him. So even if he doesn't shoot himself, he can just lay off. They can they can choose. On the right hand side, there's nobody, just our players.
I think both of them. I think
sorry, bro.
Go on.
Liz, it's up to you, man. If you feel it's necessary, you're in control of the chat. So if you feel it's necessary, get them out of here, man.
Yeah, like Liz.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I think you're right. It's either Virgil engages or even Konate. Sometimes, I was always told you got to just pick the lesser of 2 evils, innit? And I think what he had to do there is when Semenyo's dead straight on. You've got to send the ball out wide because that angle narrows up, and you've got to then trust Ali. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones where it's like if Konate steps and that ball gets played out wide, now that it's a harder shot.
Yeah.
The shot from just straight on with no pressure on it, bro. The keeper don't know what way it's just dead in the center. You're just running dead in the center. If you shift it out wide, you see that with Virgil all the time. Shift it out wide, he just stands there, and you just like Ali, just save us now, save our bacon. I'm not even gonna try put my foot out, because if I put my foot out, might deflect in. Konate should have gone and done that, but Virg has to engage as well to shift them down that side. But they're both dropping off. So when Konate actually tried to do a lot because he only missed the ball by a bit. It's not like he was miles off it. Like he would have got a block in it. He would have got a block.
He had to chase as well. Guy had at least 4 or 5 yards on him as well, and he has to chase down the ball and the player running onto it. But guys, we'll wrap it up there. I'll get to these super chats and then we'll head out, man. Big up to Alex as well, man. Concerned we still don't seem to be moving on another quality attacker as well as Isak. If Isak and the top attacker don't come in this summer and Chiesa is 4th choice up top until Jan, we ain't winning no league. Strong from Alex, that one. Let me know what you guys think before I move on to the next one.
I mean, I slightly agree in it. Like, Chiesa is a 4th choice. Yeah, I know it worked out on the weekend, and I might be proven wrong. So if by January he pops up with 5 goals just like that, it's like, boy, Chiesa, you've stepped up. But if I base it on the sample size that I have last season, this brother can't be trusted. I saw him struggle against, Plymouth Argyle and them, man.
Allow it, man.
Yeah, allow it.
No. But listen, I saw him in an under-21 game, getting weights by 17-year-olds.
Scored in his last game on Barcelona.
Yeah, man, allow it, man. The rivals are watching, bro. Stop, man.
Yeah, exactly, bro. There's man in the chat that ain't Liverpool, bro. Come on, man.
All right, no. We're the best in the world. Yeah, Chiesa are going to get 30 goals this season.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's over-exaggerating, bro. Yeah.
No, the rivals are watching. Now you're telling me I'm exaggerating.
Nah, but 30 goals is crazy, bro. Like,
I hear it still, man. I think this comment's right. That we're banking on having a fully fit team for all of the season for us to win the league, really, without added on to the attack. Yeah, I mean, you're banking on Ekitike to not pick up no knocks or anything like that, and Gakpo can't get injured because we don't even know what the gaffer wants to do with Rio at the moment. Gakpo does get injured, the pressure on Rio straight away. I think he's ready, but it's different when you get thrown in randomly. Oh, save us now, bro, if Gakpo's injured, compared to rotating with Gakpo and then you just end up being better than him and we play you instead. So, yeah. And again, man, I know it's a new season all the time. By experience, Salah doesn't get injured, but that doesn't mean he can't. So I'm still gonna go into every season going, yeah, everyone can pick up a knock here or there, bro, and it changes everything, bro. Man, we're gonna keep talking about Frimpong at right wing when we ain't got a right back because Brad is somewhere else, bro.
Okay. McGregor says my bet Isak has driven up the deal to the final week and the money up. PSR does matter to increase spending overhead.
Yeah.
Pushing it the last week. That's what I'm saying. These type of deals, I don't know why we have to wait for deadline day for these stuff, man. I just want to get
into the last week. By the time we get to the end of this week, we'll be the last week.
Yeah, then it's all about Isak. It's all about Liverpool. I'm like, no, we should have had this wrapped up early, man.
I think we tried to, but it just hasn't worked out. But I think what people need to understand is, if this deal was to go into the last week or final days, a lot of the framework of the deal would have already kind of been done. It's not just going to be we pick up the phone and start negotiation from scratch. There would have been an ongoing dialogue, especially if Newcastle bring in Wisa. I think the dialogue does get opened, even if they only get one striker. I think it gets open to see if something can happen.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Big up to Dean as well. It says, hola, gents. From now on, no verbal agreements. Put it in writing. It's crazy because if a club doesn't want to play anymore, they can force a sale. Sticky one.
Nah, but if it's in paper, the player can still stay as well, bro. We just don't see it happen that often because obviously once you make somebody feel uncomfortable, they just want to leave at that point, innit?
Yeah.
But
Sancho.
Prime.
Man United trying to fling him anywhere, bro.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that. You lot saw that with Wataru. Man came out early and said, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, bro. Before Slot even got to say anything, he said, I ain't going anywhere. I got a contract. He literally said it word for word, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was quite surprised, actually.
Bad man thing, bro.
So he was kind of bold as well. He was like, well, I got a contract, so I'm going to stay, right? Man said it like that. Well, I'm staying. I got a contract in it. Like, what we doing it? That's how he carried on.
Well, the Chiesa got left out of pre-season and he said, no, he's apparently backup striker. I don't know.
Slot took the piss. I can't even lie.
He left him out for a reason, bro, I guess. And he took the guys that went anyway. Do you know,
he took Diaz, who was on the verge of leaving, and took Nunes and didn't take Chiesa. I'm not going to lie. Chiesa must feel seriously disrespected.
Bro. What are we doing about things? Like, are they going to sort out Kanata's contract on now?
I think they will, bro.
I hope so. They need to, bro, because we can't allow another top player to leave for free like that again.
Yeah,
I think if he doesn't want to abide by the terms that Liverpool want to give him, I think they'll be free to let him go. I think he views himself as like the when Virgil goes to be the A centre back. I don't think Liverpool view him like that. And I think that's why the price isn't because when you look at his age, if you thought he was that guy, you would have just signed him up to whatever now on a 5-year deal straight away.
Look at buyout clause or something.
Whereas you're not doing that, and in that time, Liverpool have been linked with so many centre backs. So it's like, boy, like, what's going on here?
That's why it feels like the link from Guehi is a replacement for Konate, not to be in the same squad as him. It feels like they'll let him run his contract down.
I'm worried about that as well. I'll tell you one thing as well. As good as Guehi is, for me, he's no virtual replacement because I know that could be Leone in it. We're hoping that could be. We don't know, but I just think Liverpool. We've had an amazing transfer window or a very, very good transfer window, but the thing is, there's still work that needs to be done. Whether it can be done before the end of this window or in January or next summer, but there's still some things that need to be sorted.
Find out, innit?
Yeah.
LFC 09, bro, the name is mad. I know YouTube needs to fix what's going on, or it may be something on my end.
What's this?
What man said, why does the Coppish man move like that Scouse kid Tom Little?
That's disrespect.
He is disrespecting the Eddie boy. Laptop upgraded, my G. We might pivot to Rodrigo.
What is this?
He's saying the laptop has been upgraded. We keep disrespecting the man then.
But wait there. Is he talking about Cal?
I don't know, Matt.
Because of the laptop. You know, Cal's laptop kind of... This is why I'm like, why this? Because it might be...
No, I think he means... I don't know, actually, I don't think it's
I
to do with
don't know what he means, bro.
Let us know, man. If you're still in the chat, bro.
I'm kind of yeah. I don't know what you mean, bro.
If you need to send your shot,
just send us a normal one because I'm confused.
Shot, man.
Yeah, man said all black dudes look the same and all Coppish geezers look the same and upgrade the thing and that. This is England 66.
Big up to Jarquise as well for the super chat. Rather us bought someone like Hippocampe. If we just gonna have Kirkes invert into a back three.
That's the thing, man.
Or Hato.
Yeah, because when you see Kirkes do what he was doing at Bournemouth, you kind of buy him to do that and that job. That's what you saw him doing. That's what he excelled at.
Over
that's the reason why, like, I'm joking that, but that's why I wanted Ain't Nori, just because I knew that Slot was gonna do this, bro. And then I thought in that inverted position, I'd rather somebody competent on the ball. You know what I mean? Not because he's gonna be a great defender. That's the reason, bro. If you're gonna get Kirkes,
because if Kirkes, let's be honest, like in terms of defending, he's shown he's not some like lockdown defender. He's just aggressive, bro.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
He's aggressive.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
Has heart. It's not like he's Maldini, Virgil van Dijk at left back, where he's watching, slowing man down, and just no. I'm going to be really, really aggressive. I'm going to be on you. I'm going to be a pest.
He's like Bradley.
You can use that against the player.
He's like Bradley. Plays like Bradley. Bradley's aggressive as well, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Remember, he's 21 as well. He's young. I think he'll get better, though. He'll get better.
Yeah, definitely. He'll get more experience than all of that. Yeah.
Especially if you get a better manager. We'll teach him how to defend, innit?
What, Sav? Are you slot out already?
But
he's not slot out. There's no way Savage is.
He's not slot out.
Like, nah. Listen, I'll tell man, bro. Now the parade's over and that, blood. Run me Mourinho, blood. I've had enough of this guy already, bro. He's winding me up, bro. I knew since he made that little zesty pose that time that he wasn't the guy, blood. You get me?
That one like this.
Yeah, bro. Now he's now he's got the checkbook and all that, blood. Yeah, I mean him and Hugh sitting down with coffees and that about Isak, blood. We're gonna find out this season, blood. You get me? But I'm not one of these guys that want him to do bad, though. I'm not one of them guys. I want the best for Liverpool. If he cooks, bro. That's why I shut my mouth at the parade.
The Premier League wins nice to him. I saw him with his new little rollie, his little day date.
Hey, did you see it?
Yeah. I see that still. I see. That's what I'm saying.
We had our gaffer going IB friend that with 10 games to go in that like a prick, bruv.
The man that was on yacht. They were on yacht, having a yacht party while the Premier League was still going on. These
man had the man them on the thing with the shot girls and sushi rolls, blood, brother. We got a Prem thing, bruv.
Wait, you say you bucked Wayne Lineker and that? You bucked Wayne and that?
Yeah, bro.
Man. But listen, guys, we'll wrap it up there, man. As always, man, appreciate the support by the chat. Just before we head out, guys, listen, I would like you guys to let us know in the comment section, in terms of what you disagreed with as well. But keep it respectful, man. I know some of you guys can't conduct yourself in a grown conversation, which you feel you have to be disrespectful to get your points across. You don't have to be. Honestly, just say it and we'll listen as well. Keep it civil. But big up to Sav, man. Big up to Matt from Coppish, obviously. And big up to JJ as well, man, for us having a very interesting conversation, man. I had loads of fun, loads of laughs. In terms of what's coming up next on the channel, guys, I think the members video, is it Thursday? No, it's not even Thursday yet. So members video coming up soon. So you guys, it's already scheduled. And obviously we got the previews and stuff like that. But if anything breaks about Isak, anything more, I should say, we'll be here to discuss it, man. But go around the panel. Matt, quick one. Do you guys have anything coming up on Coppish or on your channel?
Matt said he's doing WWE gaming videos, bro. Career mode, Goldust.
But nah, Sav.
He's doing Goldust career mode, bro.
Sav, I've asked Matt to make a pro clubs guy 4 days ago now, Sav, to join our team and play.
It's so very easy.
But he still hasn't yet, Sav. He still hasn't made
the player, bro.
What, the pro clubs team?
Yeah, let's make the player.
I told Matt 5 days ago.
You not played it later on today? You played it later on today?
If you're about, we'll play.
Cool. Should be calm. That should be cool. Calm later on today. In terms of Coppish, I don't think we have anything planned right now. But obviously, if news breaks, man will be there. One of us will be there. All three of us, depends. On my channel, though, Matt One Show, I've got a show coming up today at 8 o'clock. Ends obviously will be there. You man are more than welcome to join as well. If you want to join. I've got a Newcastle fan. You might know him as Specs. You might have seen him more on Never a Foul. Yeah, he'll be there later on because I kind of wanted to get a Newcastle fan perspective on the whole thing. So and just have a little debate going. So yeah, man.
Is it Jordy, the Specs you?
He's not. Is he from?
No, he's from
Newcastle?
Ends, bruv. He's from Ends.
Yeah, he's not from Newcastle. He's not from Newcastle.
Do you know? I only know like 2 men that support Newcastle ever. You know,
Swear.
from the ends. Yeah, everyone else is normally a
Yeah,
London.
from the ends, I don't know many at all. Like, in fact, yeah, maybe like one or two, like max.
Yeah, Black Geordies throw me off, bro. I mean, black man sound like Anton Deck's crazy to me, bro. So that's what I just wanted to know first. Isn't it?
Yeah, no, he's not from there still, but yeah, he's from Ends. He's from Ends. But yeah, man, big up Specs. He'll be live on my channel later on today as well, 8 o'clock. So yeah, man, big him up.
And JJ just making guest appearances where he can over the airwaves, man, giving his perspective of. But need you back though, man. Maybe not even on a regular one. Maybe just dropping your thoughts, bro. Maybe one of those ones. Just a little 5-minute Jerry James thoughts.
Yeah, man. Look at Matt reaction
maybe,
on that, bro. Look at 10 minutes.
Innit?
That. You know what I'm saying?
What is it, Jerry? You still doing your channel? You still doing your?
I haven't done it in years, bruv.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, what's going on? These men are getting on to me about pro clubs. Now I'll get on to you. Let me shift the attention away from me. What are you saying? You think you're gonna?
No, do it. It's just. I've got a lot going on, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I got camp. I got camp. I've got this. You know what I mean, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
It's long. It's just long. I ain't got time. So
no, I hear that, bro. No, but good to see you as always, my bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Sav, man, have you got any videos coming out today, bro?
Nah, I can't be bothered.
You sure you're not gonna do a slut out video?
Nah, I'm too smart enough. I'm not making no slut out video. Cause if it goes right, bro, I'll have to delete that. You get me? I'm just letting it know how I feel about him now, blood. If it changes, big up slut, blood. You get me? But I'm just saying, bro, that Newcastle game will be the test still. We'll find out.
Newcastle game is going to be dark.
The
Isak derby is going to be crazy. I can't even lie, bro.
What do you think Isak's going to be when that match is on, bro? In his yard and that?
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, he'll be watching. He'll be watching.
Shit, man.
And you know the madness, because I already know from a Newcastle's perspective, their players gonna be like, oh, I don't know why players want to leave our club. Like random stuff they will start saying if they win. And if Liverpool win, you can see where, you know, we're moving forward and, you know, we could do with another attacker within it. I reckon, bro, we'll throw smoke either way. They will and we will at the end of the game.
If we win, they'll just say that Isak's been distracting them. That's why they lost.
Yeah. Do you know it'd be the ultimate piss take? Do you remember when Eubanks Jr. had his last fight and his dad pulled out the yeah. Like, could you imagine Isak doing that? Can you imagine Isak doing that? So you got the Liverpool bus all the players are getting off, and then you just see a random camera shot where you just see Isak get out the car, bro.
Yeah, it'll be dark. Yeah.
He's gonna have to watch from an undisclosed location, but they can't watch.
Yeah.
And you can't have no one video like any little smile.
Nah. Location's got to be off. Don't post nothing on socials.
Yeah.
Like, just use your burner account.
Watch from a social club in Sociedad, innit, bro?
Social club in Sociedad.
Not even a
club. Playing pool or something.
Yeah. Look at social club and that, bro, with Dave and John, blood, just chill, bro.
All right, peeps, let's get out of here, man. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening, night, day, wherever you are around the world, man. Catch you guys in a bit. Peace.